August 10th, 1951, November 1st, 2025. My dad, Jerry Lane Wheeler, lived. And you know that date, from this recording and where this video is at is today. At 5:25 p.m., 30 minutes later, we got the call. My dad is gone. So, it was a long time coming, fortunately. But I'm going to highlight the blessing out of this. Because I came to more grips that my dad would have died years ago. In 2005, on my mom's 50th birthday, my dad had, this whole thing planned for her birthday and everything, November 17th, but then he woke up and he's like, we need to go to the hospital. And turns out he had like an aneurysm, which almost would have killed him. I actually was going to, but they went to Northside, then they took him to Emerson. They didn't give much hope for the operation or anything. But for 30 minutes, the doctors said they couldn't approach him or anything like that. They said it's like something kept pushing him back, saying, "Wait, it's not your turn." And then you could see everything on the screen kind of like going normal and everything. And when they went in, it was just touch up. And these individually came to him and then together asked them, like, what was this whole, what happened and everything? Because nothing like that's ever happened before. And they were very confused. My dad was like, I don't know, I was knocked out. I saw when I was like under, I guess he said he saw like a fall tree with this like big strong like soft hands around it. Saw like a picture of everyone that was praying for him, and he said he had like a voice speak to him saying, "Your answer is Psalm 30." And the Jewish doctor was like, "Well, that makes sense." I'll read it to you real fast. A psalm and song at the dedication of the house of David. I will extol thee, O Lord, for he has lifted me up, and has not made my foes to rejoice over me. O Lord my God, I cried unto you, and you has healed me. O Lord, you has brought me up my soul from the grave, and you kept me alive, that I should not go down to the pit. Sing to the Lord, O you saints of his, and give thanks at his remembrance of his holiness. For his anger endureth but for a moment, and his favor is life. Weeping may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning. And in prosperity I said, I shall never be moved. Lord, by thy favor thou hast made a mountain to stand strong, thou didst hide thy face, and I was troubled. I cried to thee, O Lord, and unto the Lord I made my supplication. What profit is there of my blood when I go down to the pit? Shall the dust praise you? Shall it declare your truth? Hear, Lord, and have mercy upon me. Lord, be thou my helper. Thou hast turned from me my mourning and the dancing. Thou hast put off my sackcloth and girded with me with gladness. To the end of my glory may sing praise to thee, and be silent, O Lord my God. I will give thanks unto thee forever. I bring that up because my dad should have died that day. And here it is 20 years later, almost to the day. It's just that. I had 20 years extra. 2015, he started having some strokes, which started letting him not being able to work and everything. And then the Alzheimer's dementia set in. And because I was working, me and my brother, we were all working multiple jobs and we couldn't take care of him. My mom physically couldn't. We took him to the nursing home in Augusta, the VA nursing home in Augusta, where he was at for the past 8 years. And that's, years ago where I came to grips that he was going to pass. And here it is. Not exactly sudden, but a couple weeks ago they're saying like, oh, he's not doing too well. But he possibly, they're thinking he might go, but it might be towards the end of the year. Then it became, well, he's not eating and drinking or anything at all, and we can't force him. It may not be much longer now to, I may not even last this weekend. And indeed, as when I'm recording this, it's 7:22 at night. Remember to put your clocks back. it comes in waves. I was thinking, because I couldn't really sleep at all yesterday before work or anything, or even this morning. When someone's father was close to me years ago that I barely even knew, I think in the absence of my dad, I kind of looked at him as almost a father figure for some reason, even though I barely knew anything about him. But when he passed, or when he was passing, it was hitting me hard because I didn't want to let him go. In fact, even when they made the prayer for him to, that the Lord would take him and everything, I couldn't do that. I just said, Lord, your will be done, because I didn't want to let go. With this, I was able to actually kind of do that with my dad. So I guess there's growth there, right? But with the gentleman and everything, I had a drink that he mentioned that he said he liked, and I was in agreement that was actually probably the best one. The Mountain Dew Blue Voltage is like the best one. It was kind of like a passing comment and everything, but because I remember he said he liked that, I can't not associate with him now because it's one of the few things I knew about him. So every year when I know when it was his birth month and the month that he passed, I get a Mountain Dew Blue Voltage to drink in memory of him because I'm still not kind of over it. For my dad, because I was thinking what I could do. Eggnog. You like eggnog? This cup is the Val Kilmer Batman Forever cup that came out from McDonald's in the 90s when the Batman Forever movie came up. So it's classic and everything. So still have it all these years later. My dad wasn't. I don't want to get into that, but the one thing I can say my dad taught me was prayer. Prayer was always the thing to do and everything to bring before the Lord. Even when I was young, he was the one that at the Baptist church we were going to growing up and everything, he was the one that baptized me and my brother there. He got to have the opportunity and he was really excited about it. He always liked Star Wars. When I think of Star Wars, I'm not gonna think of any of the Disney stuff. I don't watch it. I don't think about it. When I think of Star Wars, I think of the expanded universe and all the books and stuff because that's what my dad liked reading. It's what he talked about, told me about all the time because I would listen. Sherlock Holmes stuff. Besides that, another movie that associated with him, besides all the John Wayne movies, of course, the Music Man movie, because he liked barbershop singing and all that. So he liked the Music Man. Specifically the song Light a Rose, which I'll play at the end. Well, I won't play at the end, but I'll link to it so you can listen to it. But that movie, on behalf of Dad as well. And it wasn't his favorite song, but it's the song that I associate with him. The Imperials' Same Old Fashioned Way. That is the song for Dad for me. He never pressured me to go in the army or anything like that, but seeing I already had an interest in it, he kind of hoped I would because it was family tradition and something that was very popular, really much wanted to kind of have a continue to go on. He didn't need to push me because I always wanted to do it. And I did. For years. Got a heat injury out of it. With VIF and everything like that. I don't have any regrets on that. It was weird that kind of joining the military kind of clicked in some ways of like, oh yeah, my dad suffered from PTSD in some ways. Why didn't that click in beforehand? I mean, you knew it, but didn't really click in. So it was like, Dan was like, oh yeah. It's like after the fact, it's like, oh, okay, that's what it means. Sorry if it's just kind of rambling here. Be praying for my brother and mom, me as well. Because even though he hasn't been here and everything, so it's not like we're not kind of used to him not being around. But the thing is like, oh, when we're gonna go see Dad? When can we maybe go call him, video chat with him, just to see how he's doing? Even though he barely wouldn't say anything or couldn't. I know he could, he wanted to, but it's like he couldn't because of the stuff. We don't get to say that anymore. Another strange thing is that my dad adds to the unfortunate tradition of family members passing all around this time. Outside of my mom's mother, my mom's great grandmother, my dad's mom, my grandmother, my grandfather, and I think even my mom's dad. I think what mom mentioned, my grandfather and her side and her dad, all passed around from November to January, so around the holidays. And now my dad adds to it. I I wrote this earlier, called Duck Pond. Start of the neighborhood as you entered, there was a duck pond. Had a large tree in the front, still one of the largest I've seen. Though we called it the duck pond, there was only a few ducks. It's mostly Canadian geese that came there. A few beavers kept damming the side. Would always go there since it was so close to the mailbox up for everyone up front because the mailbox was up front and everything where we lived in Mableton. Fall time was the best. The leaves were everywhere, the cool breeze and atmosphere. Dad wore his straw hat, smoking a cigar that he would have before he quit. He'd say, "Don't throw anything at the ducks," because sometimes I did that once and he scolded me. But don't throw anything at the ducks or the geese. All while trying to teach how to skip rocks. There was always many, to skip, no matter how many we did, because it seemed like an endless pile of rocks to always skip. As long as we lived there, we always walked to the duck pond. And in memory, I always will. Thank you for watching. Keep us in your prayers. Thank you.